Hello everyone, welcome back. CoachFury here, and I'm back today with episode 3 of our Let's Play series, The Answer. We are in the playoffs. We've smashed through the first season here, and we are entering our first round matchup against the Miami Heat in today's episode. So let's dive straight in and let's have a little look at the Miami Heat and who we're up against. For those of you who didn't catch up on the last episode, go back and have a little look if I were you. But we obviously did pretty well in the season. We ended up 57-25. Key thing being that we came second seeded, so we're going to have home court advantage for most of the playoffs, hopefully. And we're also fully healthy, which is fantastic coming into the playoffs. So we can pretty much run our strongest lineup, which we have actually managed to do most of the season, really. So that's fantastic. But in terms of our first round matchup, we are up against quite a tough team, if I'm honest. A team that we don't really match up that well against, really, in the Miami Heat, who scraped in as a 7th seed, finishing .500, 41-41. So on paper, they look like a pretty average team. But it's when you start delving into the detail is when I'm becoming a little bit more worried about this first round matchup, really. They've got the likes of Tim Hardaway, who is aging, but he can still do it on his day, really. I mean, he's still got pretty good handling ability. He can still score okay. His defensive ability isn't great. They do have Mourning as well, who again is an aging centre, but he's still pretty solid. He's putting up pretty good numbers, 17 and 8. You've then got Anthony Mason, who probably is really the star of the show now, I would say, for this Heat team. We don't really match up that well because we have Tyrone Hill in a power forward who's not the best player. So that's going to be a bit of a mismatch up for us. But I mean, apart from that, I mean they've got Bruce Bowen off the bench, for those of you who know him from his famous shots in finals and so on. They've then got sort of a mixture of a bit of a bench, really. To be honest with you, there's nothing really here that I'm too worried about. It's just mainly, really, they've got playoff experience in Hardaway and Mourning is going to be the tough thing I'm seeing here. And they've got some decent range with Eddie Jones as well. So, we match up. We don't match up that well. I think if Mason goes off for 35 points, which he could well do against Hill, then we might have a problem. I think Mourning, hopefully, will be able to limit. Hardaway, McKay will be an interesting matchup. I think they're probably going to have the edge there, if I'm honest. I think Mutombo will at least be able to defensively stop Mourning. And then we just got to hope that Iverson can go absolutely nuts on Jones, really. And that will hopefully be enough to get us through. So in terms of what we're lining up against, in terms of strategy, we were not changing too much, really. My plan is just to basically adjust this and put Mutombo obviously in at basically marking any post player is going to be the main thing. And we're going to keep it as a balanced offense. I mean, our offense hasn't been that great through the season, but we kind of know the reasons for that. So that's how we're going to run, I think. First round of the playoffs. Obviously, as we normally do on this channel, we'll sim through unless we have any crucial games, then we'll go in and watch them live. Really, if we have any deciders or anyone, game 7s, whatever happens. So let's start straight away and see how we get on. So we've got 2 games at home first, the Heat first. We'll quickly have a look at the playoffs actually, just to see this. So I know we commented on it last time, but in terms of the Western Conference, the Kings had a massive tear after going basically 11-11 in the first sort of 20 odd games. End up winning 60 odd plus games and taking the first seed in the West, with Chris Webber probably being the MVP this year. He's averaging like 35 points a game, I think, which is just crazy. And then I guess in terms of other things, I mean, the Lakers bounced back. They had Kobe Bryant injured for quite a large proportion of the season, which probably explains why they're down in the 5th seed. And then over on our side of things, really, obviously we know the Cavaliers were neck and neck with us for most of the season. In terms of the others, I mean, they're pretty much expected teams, I think. Interesting to see who we get if we we'll obviously end up against the Raptors or the Pacers. Realistically, I think the Raptors should go through quite comfortably there. So I think we'll hopefully hopefully, fingers crossed, get through in the first round here and have a go up against the Raptors. But yeah, first playoffs, first season with Allen Iverson. Can it be a first miraculous season where we manage to win him a title straight away and it takes the pressure off of us for the remaining seasons? But let's see how we get on. Home against the Heat first up. Let's sim through the game and see how our first game goes. Okay, so we managed to scrape through a 5-point win here, it looks like. Allen Iverson with a massive 37-point game, which is exactly what we need. Mutombo did pretty solidly actually against Mourning. Mourning put up 20 points, did his numbers, but Mutombo was pretty solid. McKay had a pretty much of an off shooting night. He was 1 of 6 from the 3-point line against Hardaway, but Hardaway seemed to get the bait. Looks like actually Mourning and Hardaway seems to pretty much score at will, but Iverson, with his amazing scoring presence, basically got us through this one. We didn't manage to limit them in terms of shooting. We didn't really limit in terms of turnovers. We had just as many. So I guess pretty much we got a little bit lucky with this first game, if I'm honest. Especially, look, we came out first half, we only scored 33 points. So we had amazing third and fourth quarter, which managed to get us through this. Looks like Mutombo fouling out in 21 minutes probably didn't really help us. But that's okay. In the playoffs, a win's a win. That's the main thing. As we go into game 2 here, see if we can hold home court advantage. Get us a nice 2-0 lead up. Oh, okay, we didn't manage that. We pretty much got blown out here with a crazy 40-point third quarter from the Heat. Wow. Tim Hardaway showing he's still got some legs in him. 15 points, 12 assists and 5 rebounds. Iverson pretty much shooting us out of this game, 6 of 22. So, okay, we're 1-1. We split home court. Let's go on and see if we can at least get one on the road against the Heat. At least bring the series back tied up. Ooh, okay, so we've lost the third game here, which is not too promising. Even though Iverson scored 46 points, that was still not enough to get us the win here. We just can't seem to slow down their shooting here. Okay. Let's have a little look at what are they running. What are they running offensively? They must be running post, I'd imagine. Have a look. No, 7 seconds, blimey. Okay. So they're running an interesting offensive strategy here. I thought they'd be running more like a post offense with Mourning and what's his name? With Mourning and Mason in there, but apparently not. Okay, so we could be facing a crucial set of home games here if we don't pull out this win. We'll just check our injuries. So we haven't got any. I think we're just going to have to play through this. I can't think of anything else we changed strategy wise. So hopefully we can put it up and at least win one game on the road. Yes, fantastic. Nice blowout win as well. With Iverson again with 34 points. If we can just keep these shooting and get to the line, then we will be fine in this. It's just we just need to slow. Yeah, look, we managed to slow Mourning and Hardaway down. And look at that, we finally managed to put our top defense to work here. 38%, forcing them into 15 turnovers. Much better performance, guys. Well done. McKay not shooting as much, which is probably quite keen. He'll take on some of the scoring as well. Okay, so we're 2-2 apiece as we go back home. Let's check out some of the other playoff games whilst we're here. So, the Kings and the Spurs are 2 apiece as well. That's interesting. First and 8th seed as well. The Lakers are pretty much as expected. I mean, I know they're 5th seed, but kind of expect that one. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing a Kings-Lakers matchup in the semis here in the Western Conference. That's going to be a really good matchup. Warriors already through. The Jazz, Trailblazers. Looks like the top seeds are kind of struggling in the West. Same as us, really. The Raptors, Pacers are all tied up as well. I mean, in terms of the other bracket, the Celtics look like they're pretty much through, and the Cavaliers look like they're pretty much through. So it's going to come down to our side of the bracket here as we go to our home game, our first one. Can we pull out a slight lead here and get ourselves 3-2 up? Yes, we can. Fantastic. Let me guess, and Iverson with 35 points again. Yeah, okay, brilliant. Morning and Hardaway putting up okay numbers, but that's fine. The rest of the team's pretty much struggling. Interesting they're playing Brian Grant off the bench. I mean, I'd probably take him a clean out if it was me personally. Put where is he? Put Mason in at small forward and then played Grant in there, but that's fine. That's what the AI chooses to do. So we're 3-2 up. Crucial big game coming up here to see if we can win it. So we're obviously going to go in and watch that game, guys. But, you know, some big games coming out in the Western Conference in their next round. And we'll obviously go back and review that. But first things first, let's care about ourselves. We are in... Oh, we'll quickly save it because we know last time we had a bit of a bug issue. We're 3-2 up at home. Can we get the job done at home? Oh, no, we're not at home. Excuse me. Sorry, it goes 1-1, doesn't it now? So we're on the road, 3-2 up. Can we pull out a nice Game 6 win to get us through here? Up against the Heat, obviously. They're not changing their lineup. We're obviously not changing ours. So it's pretty much been status quo for most of this playoffs. But let's see how we get on. Not sure why it's running so slow. We'll have to... Oh, what's going on? Why have we got sound? I don't know why. I don't want game sounds, guys. It's very weird. Okay, I'm not sure why it's going so slow. I'll try and see if I can speed this up. The game speed is at maximum though, so I'm not sure why it's running so slow. I might quickly come out of this and see if we can go back in maybe and speed it up. AI control. Back to the tip off. So I want that maximum. There we go, that's better. That's more like the speed up we need to run through. We'll obviously slow it down if it becomes close or if there's a deciding area in the second half. But it looks like Miami have broken out here to a slight early lead. Well, imagine to peg them back a little bit. You know, crucial for this that Iverson, look at that, it's come out 4 or 5. If Iverson can put up like 35 plus points again, I think we'll be fine. We've just got to keep giving Iverson the balls. It looks like he's taken all of our shots pretty much so far. 19 points in the first quarter. My goodness me, that's exactly what you want from your franchise type player, your all-star. You know, exactly what we need from him. Looks like we're taking a slight early lead here again in the second quarter. Just got to keep them at bay, keep their shooting numbers down, which is nice to see. Forcing them into some nice turnovers as well. Nice to see that we can put on some numbers against that bench as well, because I think in terms of the benches, when you look at it, I think ours is much stronger. I know we obviously have to play Geiger in there a little bit and you know, Buford and co, but I think you know, Feek, Jones are all pretty solid. Just yeah, I think it's going to come down to probably if Iverson really can keep up those scoring numbers. He hits 28 points in the first half here, but we are down by 1. We had a pretty amazing first quarter, and then our second quarter we have tanked pretty badly here. You can see Tim Hardaway is the player of the half so far with 9 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Their shooting numbers have come up massively, and that mainly due to that second quarter, I think, if I'm honest. So we've got a lot to do here. Let's see how this third quarter goes. I think if we can just basically keep our guys our starters on the court, really, that's the main thing here. Looks like they're starting to stretch out a little bit of a lead here. This could end up going to a Game 7. We need to get back in this, guys. Come on, Iverson, you need to pull us back in this one. Nice 12-point lead for them now. Looks like Mason's come up pretty nicely for them, 7-14. Hardaway having a pretty good game as well. They're a pretty balanced team actually in terms of their offense, as we obviously clearly are not. Goes into the fourth quarter now. I think we're gonna need a slight miracle here to put us back in this one. Need some stops. We need some stops on defense really, and we need to get some points. Pulled it back into 9. I don't think we're slightly too far out now. Iverson with 39 points though. I mean, he's tried to do his best here. He's had a pretty good night. It's just no one else has really stepped up to help him. I mean, Mutombo looks like he fouled out pretty early, which probably hasn't helped us here. Looks like we're going to a crucial game 7 here. Iverson with 45 points though. Did pretty much everything he could. As the bench comes in now, it's over. We are going to a game 7 against the Miami Heat. Why does it always go to a game 7 in round 1 of my Let's Plays? I really do not know. Yeah, Tim Hardaway with a double-double night there. Yeah, Mutombo fouled out in 23 minutes. McKay got into foul trouble as well. So did Lynch. So our starters all hit foul trouble, which really didn't help us. But yes, we are going to a game 7 here, guys. In our first round of the playoffs. We're at home though. Hopefully we can pull it out of the bag at home. But let's see. So I'm not changing anything. I don't think we need to. Even though we had some foul out guys, I think we've just got to basically hope that our starters can get us through really. Got to basically, if we could, basically what that came down to, that game 6, was if we could slow them down in the second quarter. I think that was where they kind of boosted out the lead really. And then as soon as our guys hit foul trouble, we just didn't have anyone who could come up and really play against their starters. So it looks like this is going to be a struggle here. We're down already. Come on, guys, we're at home. We can hopefully get some favoured calls from Iverson to get into the line a little bit more. It looks like we're stretching out a nice little lead here in the first quarter, like we did last time. It's that second quarter though I'm worried about. That was where we hit problems. Looks like McKay's fouled out slightly early because Vernon Maxwell is in. As the second quarter starts here, we're still ahead by quite a little bit of a margin, but they are pegging us back a little bit, and they are shooting actually really well, 33%, and they bring the lead back to within 4. Wow. Come on, Iverson, we need some performance from you again. If you can give us 45 points again, I think the rest of the team can hopefully step up and give us a little bit more, as it looks like some of our bench is having to come in here. Oh my god, Ollie's in as well. As they take the lead again in the second quarter. We are definitely struggling on that front. We obviously must be hitting some foul issues again because our bench has been basically out there for the most of the second quarter. Yeah, okay, McKay has hit foul trouble again against Hardaway. He's not managing to stay on the court effective enough, which means we're having to play Maxwell in there and Ollie, which is not ideal really. Iverson again, been solid for us. He's played 90 minutes. We're behind by 3, so we've got all to do in this second half. So they take a 5-point lead immediately in the half. Come on, guys, we can do this. We've definitely got the better team. Looks like McLean has had a really good game for them, 11 points. Looks like they're stretching out the lead here. It looks like we could be going home in a game 7 here. The lead's at 5. Looks like we're having to play McCallan in a centre, so Morning has managed to foul out most of our actual front court players, as we are running a really weird lineup at this moment in time. But we've pulled it back into within sort of a couple of points, and they stretch it straight out again. So we're going into the fourth quarter here. We're down by 8. We're gonna need some miracle plays here. So the lead has been stretched out quite nicely by them. Looks like we're ahead by 10 now. 8 minutes to go. We're gonna need an Iverson performance. He's hit 32 points. Can he get us up to about 45? Give us enough to give us a bit of a chance here. 8 points in it. 11 points in it. It looks like we could be going home early here, guys. I can't see us coming back now. 15 points, 3 minutes to go. We just haven't been able to slow them at all on offense. It looks like we're getting booted straight out here, the first round of the playoffs in our first season. After such a great season as well, 57 odd games we won. And we are out quite comfortably. Simply we hit way too many foul trouble issues. It looks like Mutombo only played 7 minutes. He must have got injured. he must have been injured. Iverson tried his best with 43 points. McKay fouled out. Basically, we hit some foul issues. The bench played huge amounts of minutes when we really didn't need them to, and we are out. Anthony Mason with 25 points there, having a great game for them. But that is it. We are out in the first round of the playoffs after what was such a good start to the Let's Play series. We have been bumped out quite considerably. Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna go through the rest of the playoffs, but I think on reflection, we're gonna have some big decisions for this roster now. I mean, clearly it was a good regular season roster. Oh, there we go. Matumbo had a sore knee, so that was why he was out, and probably was the deciding factor in the series really, because we were reliant on playing some of these guys who, let's be honest, up against Morning are not going to be good enough. So there's some big decisions here because I mean we obviously had Eric Snow. Did you not play at all? Oh no, I forgot to put Eric Snow back in the lineup. Oh no, that was probably a really bad decision by me. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, okay. This one may have been my fault, guys. I've just had to quickly pause there and come off and cut this one slightly. My bad, I guess. I forgot to put McLeod, who was our nice bench power forward, and Snow, who was our starting point guard in the playoffs, which probably didn't really help us. So yeah, okay, this may be interesting because I could well be getting fired here in our first season. If I go to my office, so I was expected to make a deep playoff run, which I have not done, and keep Allen Iverson roster demands. I'm not sure how I know what Allen Iverson's roster demands are really. Is that in his profile? I'm not really sure how you even find that out, but anyway, so for those of you who I probably didn't mention this at the very beginning, but the actual gameplay we're using is not sandbox. We're using, I think, the challenge mode where I can be fired at the end of the season. So this is going to be dicey. I basically made a massive faux pas, which probably cost us the series in round one. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to have a look at that in the off season, probably in the next episode. But yeah, I think for the rest of this episode, we're going to just go through the rest of the playoffs and see what happens really, as we got bumped out. In terms of other games, I mean, the Lakers are through against the Kings, so that's going to be a really interesting game for us to keep an eye on. The Warriors are already now through. The Jazz Trailblazers gone to a game 7. The Pacers are going to be up against the Heat. The Celtics against the Cavs. But yeah, the Trailblazers Jazz for the other game 7. It looks like the Trailblazers got through in that one, so the Jazz have been bumped. And we'll sim the round and see what happens. I'm a bit gutted, guys. I made a massive faux pas there. Massive faux pas. I just did not see that at all. Completely missed it when I was setting the lineup as well. Okay, looks like I think we've had four games now, possibly. So the Kings have absolutely destroyed the Lakers. Okay, so the Kings are going to the conference finals. The Warriors have gone 8-0 so far, which is crazy. The Heat are smashing the Pacers 3-1. So the Heat could look like they're going to go through to the finals as well. And the Cavs are pretty much showing no signs of stopping as well. But let's jump through. Looks like the Pacers have pegged back the Heat, and all the other games I'm guessing are over, which they are. So the Pacers and Heat have gone to a game 7 again. So 2 game 7s for the Heat to get here, and they've been bumped by the Pacers. So there's our finals: the Warriors, Kings, Pacers, Cavaliers. If I had to guess, I'd probably say the Cavaliers and Kings should really go through in this one. They're both the better teams in terms of regular season record. Pacers have pegged them back to one piece. It looks like the Kings are going through quite comfortably against the Warriors. and they have done, it looks like. Yeah, quite comfortably. The Pacers Cavaliers though is 2 apiece. That's 3-2 to the Cavs. And the Cavs have gone through. So our finalists this season, if we go to the playoffs, show me the playoffs. The Cavs and the Kings. Sorry, the Cavs and the Cavs and the Kings. So we know the Kings. We had a look at them a little while ago, but I mean they've got a pretty nice lineup. And Stojakovic. I mean this guy's a real MVP. He's averaging some crazy numbers. He's done really well there. You know, got a pretty nice rotation. He's got an older Divac still around. Jason Williams, for those of you who remember him as a pretty nice point guard. So the Kings up against the Cavs. Let's have a look at the Cavaliers lineup. So pretty much led by Andre Miller, who's having a pretty awesome season. 23 and 7.5 there, pretty much. Who else have they got? They've got Murray. Still got Weatherspoon hanging around as well. So pretty much a team that's got some nice balance to it. I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup for them. I'd still expect the Kings, because just in matchup they have the advantage here. So let's see how they go. Cleveland taking the first game here. Thanks to an Andre Miller performance. So yeah, it looks like if Miller can get the best of Williams, or Webber gets the best of, it looks like he's probably going to be guarded by Weatherspoon. Whoever wins that matchup battle, I think, is going to win the finals, really. So the Kings have pegged them straight back. It's now 1 apiece. Kings have taken a 2-1 lead. 3-1 lead. So, is this going to be a straight 4-1 for the Kings? Yes, it is. Sacramento Kings are our Season 1 winners. Oh, we've hit a slight error message. Come on. I want to find a game. There we go. There we go. Yep, Chris Webber, probably MVP of the finals, I would imagine. Taking his Sacramento Kings to the finals and winning it all. No surprise, really. They were the best team in the regular season, so going to be the team for us to beat next season. I mean, in terms of us, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm completely messed that up. Which I felt we were a finals team. I think we've got some big decisions this off-season. Obviously we've got Mutombo probably coming off his contract at the age of 34. Do we really want to bring him back? Or do we want to throw that cap into someone else? We've obviously got Tyrone Hill probably moving on at 32. Lynch is an interesting one, whether we want to let him walk. I'm probably of the opinion that we do, just for now, to give us up the cap room. McLeod as well will probably walk. Same with Fick, obviously. Then we've got McCollum, Buford, and Jones. These guys who have sort of been the staple of sort of the back end of our bench, really. Whether we want to try and move them on for something. We've obviously still got McKay, Iverson. Grieger. I'd love to move Grieger if we can. His contract's rubbish. And Ollie as well. So Maxwell still hanging around at 35. I mean, it'd be nice to get him off the books as well. So we've still got a bit of a core here, and we're obviously going to we've got our first round draft pick. Let's just quickly have a look and see how the draft lottery goes before we end this episode. I think bit of a disappointing one. Well, really, not completely my fault. Let's have a look. So in terms of the top ones, so the Clippers have the top seed. Let's quickly flick through this. So status quo. I mean, the Grizzlies have been bumped down. The Suns have jumped quite nicely. Pistons have moved 1 place. So not too much news there. But yeah, that kind of ends our season, really. We'll check the awards out. Hopefully Iverson gets a award of some sort. So he didn't make... MVP was interesting with Shaquille O'Neal. I thought that would have been Chris Webber, if I'm honest. The guy we had to trade for, Theo Ratliff got defensive MVP. Iverson made the first team, which is fantastic. Yeah, see, I'd expect that Chris Webber to be the MVP. I mean, his team was awesome. I don't think we're going to have anyone else really here on any positions. Oh, Mutombo made the all-third team. That's nice to see. Iverson made the all-first team on defense. I think that's going to be it. I don't think we had anyone else really of interest. And I think we're going to end it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode, even though it was a complete and utter travesty, really, from my end. We're going to go into the off season. We've got some big decisions to make. We've got a draft to look at. We've got free agency to look at. Big decisions. But we'll come back. I'm sure we're going to come back stronger. I'm sure we will. To hopefully make the second season a better season, where we actually have a good regular season like we did, but a much better playoff performance. Fingers crossed we stay in the job. That's the main thing. If you enjoyed the episode, hit the subscribe button to watch this as it comes out, this episode in Let's Play. And always hit the like button because it always helps the channel.